those ongoing bush fires. And this morning, we're hearing a chilling call for help. Overnight, as the fires continue to blaze through this country, a harrowing call to emergency dispatch.
Fire calls, message read, put your captain, message read. Crashed, huh? Yeah, fire comms, it's just a ball of flames, over. 3
American firefighters dead after their water bombing plane crashed.
Our deepest condolences to those families who've been impacted. And today is a stark and horrible reminder of the dangerous conditions.
The Americans were in Australia to help fight the fires near New South Wales, where more than 3,000 homes have been destroyed and 28 people have died. Flames spreading to the nation's capital in Canberra overnight, thick columns of smoke rising above the airport, forcing parts of it to shut down and stranding residents in nearby neighbourhoods.
It was very, very smoky up there.
No, sir.
And my grandson lives in Oaks Estate and he's just been told it's too late to leave.
America has already sent 200 people to help fight these flames. Remember, we're only halfway through the summer. Scorching temperatures are going to continue, so the United States will be sending more people to help fight these bushfires.
Yeah, it's such a terrible situation. Okay, James, thanks very much. Hi, everyone.
Republican majority.
The staff. Originally, she was sentenced to 15 months behind bars after a judge found her guilty of involuntary manslaughter in the death of 18-year-old Conrad Roy III. She served 11 months. In a statement, Roy's family said her time in jail, no matter how long or short, will not change the outcome of a guilty verdict, which is thankfully being upheld. The case attracted national attention, including a Dateline Hour, a scripted Lifetime movie, and an HBO documentary, I Love You, Now Die. Over the 2 years Carter and Roy knew each other, they exchanged thousands of text messages, but rarely saw each other face to face. A cyber relationship that ended in tragedy. In 2014, Roy ended his life with carbon monoxide from the exhaust of his grandfather's truck. Prosecutors said Carter's phone calls and text messages pushed Roy over the edge. Tonight is the night, she wrote. It's now or never. Afterwards, prosecutors and Roy's family said Carter lied about her role in the tragedy while playing the grieving girlfriend for attention and sympathy.
Michelle Carter exploited my son's weaknesses and used him as a pawn.
Carter's attorneys asked for leniency, arguing she was a disturbed 17-year-old who'd recently begun taking a new medication to treat her own mental health issues.
Adolescents are not as culpable as full-grown adults.
Carter took the unusual step of waiving her right to a jury trial, instead allowing a judge to decide her fate.
This court finds that instructing Mr. Roy to get back in the truck constituted wanton and reckless conduct by Ms. Carter.
A heart-wrenching case that tested the limits of free speech, young love, and personal responsibility, now once again raising questions of whether the punishment fit the crime.
At Network 10 is at a fire command center in Sydney. So, Cindy, Kimberly, what can you tell us so far? What do we know about why this plane went down?
Well, the 3 American firefighters were killed while helping fight this relentless bushfire in New South Wales. They were on board a C-130 Hercules tanker carrying out a water bombing mission when they lost contact and plummeted into the bush. Now, witnesses tell us they saw a massive fireball on impact, which really rocked the local community there. I'm told that only the tail of the plane was spotted poking out of the tree canopy. Now, these air tankers, they are considered a leading firefighting tool. They can carry 4,000 gallons of retardant and water, helping to contain these blazes. And that's why when the American crews arrived a few months ago, they were greeted by spontaneous applause at the airport. Now, sadly, these planes have been grounded for now out of respect for these fallen colleagues, but also for the ones that still have to fight these blazes. And on top of that, the flags will be raised to half-mast tomorrow throughout the entire state of New South Wales.
So, Kimberly, I know it's sort of very early on in the investigation, but, you know, what was the plane doing at the time when it went down?
Well, the flight radar tells us that it departed Richmond Air Base, which is near Sydney, just after noon local time, and it was flying towards Canberra. But it was just outside of Canberra that it made a turn and it lost altitude, it lost speed, and it crashed just outside of Canberra there. It probably crashed from about 1,600 metres, falling at 285 kilometres an hour. Now, aviation experts are still trying to investigate how this happened. I'm sure we all really want to get to the bottom of this because it's just a tragedy for both Americans and Australians on this fire front.
Investigating a plane crash is always a challenge, but I can't imagine the additional challenge under these circumstances with these bushfires raging all around. Was it hard for crews to locate the crash site?
Oh, it was incredibly hard. In fact, it took hours until they could actually locate the crash site because they did lose contact with the plane, and it was only reports from the ground, from witness, from other volunteers, our volunteers here in New South Wales, that they managed to locate area, and then they got that tail poking out and get an idea of where the plane landed.
All right, Kimberly, thank you so much.
I'm here at the Wuhan International Airport. What I picked up when I got here is that most people are actually stressed because their flights are being cancelled. I'm one of the lucky ones since my flight was not cancelled.